to get straight into the introduction of the new contestants who are supposed to be like the game changer or catfish, you give them all kind of names. They're supposed to spice things up. And normally these contestants have to really be good looking to be coming in after the first set. Kind of like how in Love Island they have, what do you call them? A bombshell. Yeah. The first male arrival was Subin. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was cute. I'm like, oh, yeah, him and Sung-hil, I like their look. They're my type. Anyway, so Subin's introduction, he says he's never experienced love at first sight and he wants to try to experience that at Inferno. He says he's confident in sport and his ideal type is someone who is tall and look like da-hee, which is one of the ladies from the panel. I don't believe in love at first sight. I believe in lust at first sight. So even if he meets someone, I don't think it's gonna be love. I think he's gonna just be attracted to her at first sight. So I guess he's saying he has a specific type that he probably can only find if he goes on a show where there's a bunch of hot people. That's how I interpret his introduction. Upon Subin's arrival, you can see that Isan was immediately attracted. Like when they were in the kitchen, she was just all into his space, giving him like darts of love. Regrettably, I'm not sure he was receiving it. I think he was pretty neutral. I don't think he was really showing signs of rejecting her, but he didn't seem to care that much. Another male contestant we saw is a guy called Sung-hun, and I think he has a very interesting look. He looks the most different to me than all the guys. I thought, is he mixed with Japanese or like a different type of Asian? He's very fluent in English. He says if he sees someone he likes, he would make the first move. He's very confident in his English and his ideal type is someone who's cat-like and he's looking for real love and he's not shy. So when he said cat-like, I'm instantly thinking, okay, he's gonna get along with Golan because she says she has that cat-like face and it's a fact. But this guy immediately is coming off as a comedy relief or something because he's so open. He just says anything that comes to his mind, kind of like me. The first thing he said when he sat down is there only 2 girls? And then when he saw the other female contestant coming, he's like, okay, thank God. He said this out loud though, so that's what makes it funny. So I'm like, this guy is so interesting, he's gonna make this show fun. Then came Ju-young, and first thing I thought when I saw her is that she looks like the star of the show called True Beauty. I thought she was so pretty. Her smile, the dimples, if I was there, I probably would have fell for her too, just based off of her looks. She says she's been popular since the day she was born. Listen, the confidence that these people have, I want to have even like 50% of it. I know I seem confident, guys, but it's all an act. They say fake it until you make it, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there, I swear. Then the real showstopper in the yellow dress came, a lady by the name of Mina Su with the proportions of the gods in a beautiful flowing satin looking dress. I thought, wow, she looks like a Barbie doll. That's what I thought when I saw her, the proportions. And immediately the first person, well, based on anything that we saw saying something to her was Sung-hil. So I'm like, Sung-hil might be interested. He might have a type or a thing for long-legged women or taller women is what I thought. She seemed cool. I'm like, okay. But, you know, I got a red flag, I'm not gonna lie. I got a bit of an orange flag from Mina Su based on her introduction. In her introduction, she said her dating style is selfish because she likes herself too much and she puts herself first. Okay, putting yourself first is not necessarily bad, but I don't know why when she said it, it sounded like she's being a bit selfish in the relationships, because you should put yourself first to an extent, but in a relationship, you have to compromise. It is what it is. She says she doesn't mind simple dates, like she go on a date with eating chicken foot. I mean, hey, based on the American Cheesecake Factory drama, to say something like this, you can see it's a whole different culture over there, or at least from Mina Su's perspective. She says she likes full lips and broad shoulders because she also has broad shoulders like myself, so she likes to feel small, so she likes a guy who's broader than her, I would assume, to make her feel smaller. Makes sense. I can relate right there. And then one more comment that Mina Su made that made me say, this girl is definitely different. She said she can't wait for the people who went to Paradise to come back to see her because she just knows they're gonna be fawning over her. She did. I'm not saying this is what she said word for word, but that's basically what she said. I'm telling you, these people have a next level of confidence. But then if you look that good, shouldn't you be confident? Wouldn't you be confident? Come on. If I looked that good, I don't think I would be able to shut up either. So I understand. At this point, they've returned the whole challenge of going for food through obstacle courses. So Go-hoon and Sung-hil went to get chickens in the chicken coop. I didn't see any strong chemistry, but at the same time, it wasn't nothing. So I don't want to write these two off, but I didn't really get anything from them. You know who I got nothing from? Sung-hoon and Minasu, the two who were speaking English. She said she really likes a guy who speaks English, and them speaking English is a plus, but I don't think she likes Sung-hoon, guys. It was giving friend zone. It was giving he's in the friend zone and they just met. It's kind of sad. You know, I would love to be surprised, but I don't think I'm gonna. I feel it. I can feel the friend zone all the way in Jamaica. I'm sorry, Sung-hoon. Another couple that went was Hyung-jae and it was his son. He was climbing the tightrope to get the food in the sack, only for the food to drop out of the sack into the water. And then he eventually, his arms got tired, he fell into the water. It was a mess. It was a mess. Thankfully, I don't think he was trying to, well, he was trying to impress his son. If he was trying, it was a failure. But at least he tried. He did good for the first half. And that's all that matters, right? E for effort, Hyun-jae. So, you know, they're all back in the kitchen, cooking, helping, interacting. And again, you have to watch these little things that seem mundane because it shows where each person's interest lies. So Sung-hoon was just hovering over Minasu and she said, you can go set the table. Like, she feels like she's trying to get him out of the way so she could at least get some chance to interact with Sung-hil, who was right next to her. And surely they did start talking as soon as he left. And he was putting out the spoons with Go-hoon, or he was preparing the table. I don't remember what those two were doing because I was focused on Sung-hil and Minasu's interaction. And I could see that there was something there. And at one point when they were frying eggs, it's just eggs. I don't know why two people need to be monitoring eggs. She's like, he's like, oh, you're all I had eyes for when I saw you in that yellow dress. I'm like, oh, okay, it is over. These two are a thing. But then I noticed when they were on a table, Subin, well, the camera keeps going to Subin, who doesn't say much, but he keeps looking at her. So I'm like, I think Subin likes Minasu too. So that's already 3 guys. And so said, so done, because right after eating, they had to then vote who they liked the most. And she got 3 votes. So the 3 guys that I mentioned like Minasu. Then Hee-sun got 0 votes, sadly. Go-hoon got 1 vote, which I really thought she was gonna be the popular girl, but as I said, Minasu just came and just flipped my predictions on its head. And then Yejun got 1 vote, and Yejin got 1 vote. And I think that's it for the girls. For the guys, Sung-hoon, the one who speaks English, he got 0 votes, but I saw that coming. Subin got 1 vote, and we know it's Hee-sun. And Sung-hil, he got 2 votes, which, I thought, Minasu is probably 1, but who was the next person that gave him? Probably Go-hoon because she went to get chicken with him. That's what I thought, which I was correct, by the way. Joo-young, she got 1 vote from Hyung-jae, which he did say he likes girls with pretty smiles, so that checks out. Hyung-jae, however, he got 0 votes. Hyun-woo got 1 vote. At first, I thought it was Go-hoon because when he had hurt his finger, when he had hurt his hand at dinner, which I skipped that part, she was the only one who was like, well, the others were worried, but she was excessively worried. I thought that was gonna be from her, but I don't think it's from Go-hoon. So who was that from? Oh, it's from, his vote was from Joo-young. And I think that's simply because from first impression, he's her type from what she said. Right, so Subin kind of quickly figured out that his vote was from Hee-sun, but she didn't even give him the chance to try to figure it out because she was immediately next to him in the kitchen saying, how did the vote go? And kind of making it obvious it was her, which, hey, I'm not bashing the girl. I have no issue. She literally says she's a proactive type, goes after a guy when she likes him. I like her confidence to go after what she wants. See, when I like a guy, I will show interest at first, but if I don't see any reciprocation, I kind of give up almost instantly because I'm so easily shamed and prideful. Unless there's someone like saying, go again, keep trying. I'm gonna be like, huh, I think I'm a catch, so if you're not into me, it's your business. If you're missing out, I think I should be chased. I don't think I should be chasing. However, I don't think it's a bad thing for girls who chase. If you have the confidence and you don't fear rejection like I do, if you like a guy, go for it. So I don't think anything is wrong with what Hee-sun's doing. And it's not like Soobin has outright rejected her, and we're still so early into the show, so nothing crazy is happening. And then there's one thing that Soobin said when Hee-sun came up to him. He was like, it wasn't easy for him, and I'm thinking, he got one vote. He seems disappointed, probably because he didn't get the vote from Mina. But how do you think that's gonna make her feel? I don't even think he's thinking about her feelings, which, again, they've just met each other, so you can't get mad at him for not thinking about how he feels more than how someone he just met feels. He likes Mina from what he said, and he just wanted her to notice him, and so far she isn't. So while Mina was in the group, he walked over to her while Hee-sun asked him just a while ago. Basically, she's asking him if they could talk, and he just walked off to the group. She followed behind him, but I'm like, damn, I would take that as a sign that he's not interested, so I should step back. But she's a proactive type. So all the couples who went to Paradise returned, which is always exciting because now the old can meet the new can meet the old. And Mina Soo really wants to know who got the popularity vote, because you know she gotta know who her competition is. And she immediately picked up that it was Minji when she saw her, and you could see that she felt threatened. Well, she said it. She said she felt threatened. I can see it. They have similar aesthetics in terms of proportion. They're tall and they're both pretty girls, so I see it. And then on top of that, the guy she likes at the moment, from what I can see, is Sung-hil, and Sung-hil says she's the other girl that he likes. And as soon as she came back, Sung-hil was also interacting with her and talking to her, which indicates he has some interest in her. They normally play these little games to either win dates to go to Paradise or win just mini dates where they will get some normal people food like watermelon. So they always go hard in these little games, but it's also a chance for a guy or a girl to pick someone they like to go on a date with, and it's a way of confessing how they feel to someone. So they paired up again, but it was very random based on balls, and they picked colors. So the important pairs that was noticeable to me, Jaejin and Joo-young. As you know, the Paradise date between Jaejin and Yejin was not good, so we can say that couple is fizzled out. And now there seems to be a new connection forming with these two, because while they were playing the game, there was a lot of skinship happening. And I'm like, And then she was laughing at his jokes, so she finds him funny. And it's not boring with these two. It feels natural, it feels normal, the conversation is flowing. So this is a couple that we have on our radar now. Another notable interest is Mina Soo, paired up with Soobin, and she could not stop talking about how hot he was behind him, watching all his muscles while he was flinging the ball, saying, oh. So I'm saying, okay, her interest is kind of turning away from Sung-hil to Soobin after this game. But I wasn't sure who she was going to pick for Paradise, to be honest, because she likes both of them from what I could see. However, Minji is now into the picture, so there's a love triangle. And there's one thing I noticed about Minji that I don't know how I feel about it. She did it in Paradise as well when she was on the date with Seungmin. She got up and cut up his meat. In the Korean culture, from what I've seen online, the guys are always giving the girls food when they're on a date or cutting their meat for them, but she was doing this for the guy. How would you feel as a guy if a girl did that for you? Wouldn't you feel a little bit like she was being a bit too dominant? Or unless you're into that, I don't know, I felt like she should have just relaxed and let him take the lead. And she did it again when they were playing. They were paired up. She was paired up with Hyunjin and she was immediately taking the lead. Which I'm like, girl, you need to rest in your feminine energy. Wow. It seems like she's always the one taking the lead. Does she just like that? Does she just enjoy being that person? Yeah, that has me a little concerned for her. Producers made everyone that paired up in the game basically have a date. And I think the winner of that game did not matter because the couples who were interesting to watch were not the winners. And one of the most interesting couple that I can think of off my head is Mina and Subin. They had good chemistry. It was such a nice conversation. She's like, what's your type? They love to ask what's your type in Korea, and they love to ask what's your MBTI. So she was guessing his MBTI. She was asking what's his type, and basically he described her basically open and honest, tall. She's basically his type. That's what I get, and she's just like chill. I'm like, okay, Minasu. At this point, my favorite so far is Minji and Minasu. They're the most interesting persons I like on the show. And for guys, it's Subin and Sunghil. I didn't mention it, but these are my favorites so far up to episode 2, right? So, you know, they had their little chat and everything. So everyone's having their one-on-one dates. You had Gohun and Sungmin having their one-on-one date. And I'm like, it's obvious that Sungmin likes Gohun, but I'm not sure. Gohun is saying that she's interested in him, but I'm not feeling any real, genuine vibe from her that she actually likes him. I think she just likes that he's interested in her, but I don't feel a genuine chemistry really from these two. But they're cool. They're cool together. But we're on day 2. After these dates, it's the next paradise matching. And again, people go to paradise if they pick each other. So the couples we had was Jooyoung and Jae-jin. That's cute. That little game really helps them connect. We had Gohun and Sungmin, which means that date went pretty well for them want to know more about each other in paradise. But the most interesting date I wanted to see was if it was gonna be Minasu or Sunghil or Minasu and Subin. But of course, they ended it cliffhanger so we can watch episode 3, and same for you, so you can watch my next video where I'll be reviewing episode 3 and 4. And I think it's gonna get really spicy in these episodes to come. I think it's just getting started because I think Mina, Sue, and Minji is gonna make this show so interesting, and I cannot wait. I hope you guys stick around. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.